Alright, so I've got my front cover drawn up, and before I do any more of the parts, I want to go ahead and dimension this part. I want to dimension it and turn that in for approval, because everything is based off of this part. Everything's copied from this part. If this part's not right, then all subsequent parts will be incorrect. So what I'm going to do to dimension this is, first thing I need to do is I need to set up my layout. So I'm going to go down to the layout right here and click on that. I'm going to select my layout. So right now this box that's highlighted represents the print window. So anything that's inside this is going to print. I mean, really anything that's inside this dotted line is going to print. So this solid line represents the model space that's going to print. So what I want to do with this is I just want to make this a little bit bigger, so I have a little bit more of a little bit of a larger space to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm going to select this bottom handle here. I'm going to drag that out. All right, I'm just going to type in 1 and enter. All right, I'm going to do the same thing to this side over here. I'm going to click on that handle, drag it over, type in 1 and enter. And then I do want to bring this top line up a little bit. So I'm going to click on that, bring that up, and type in 0.75 and enter. So now I've got a little bit of a larger model space here, and I just want to make sure that all my dimensions will fit in here. So now that I've got my my model space window a bit bigger, I do want to just make sure I add my name, class period, and date down at the bottom. So we're just going to keep this super simple for this project. Select the text off the ribbon. Draw a box down at the bottom. All right. Okay, that didn't open up, so let's try it again. Draw a box. All right, go ahead and type in your name, your period, as well as the date. All right, and you can click outside of that. I'm just going to move this just because I do want it to be a little bit more centered. So now that I've got got my name on there, I do want to set up the scale. This is actually fine. The scale that I have right now is pretty good. I'm happy with the sizing here, but I do have to fit a lot of dimensions on here, so I am going to make the part a little bit smaller. So I'm going to double click inside the window so that I can adjust the scale, and I'm just going to change that scale to 1 to 2, and I'm going to select that. It will make it fairly small, but I'll still be able to see all the dimensions that I need to see on here. So once I've changed that, I can lock that and double click outside the space. So now I'm ready to go ahead and draw in my dimensions. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to draw those dimensions. So I'm going to use I can go ahead and go into the dimensioning layer, select the dimensioning tool, and start drawing in some of these dimensions. So I do want to have a dimension between all of the centers on these circles, at least on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and click. All right, drag that up, do the same thing, and make sure that you're locking onto the centers of these circles. All right, bring that up, and I'll do the last one here. All right, And now I also want to get a measurement between the centers of these circles here as well. Bring that over, and I'll get between these. Bring that to line up. Okay, so I've got the lines, the dimensions between the centers. I do want to get an overall dimension. All right, so an overall dimension here, as well as an overall height. So an overall width and overall height. All right, now I can press escape. I just want to move these to the center here, just so that they look better. So click on it, hover over that middle handle, and I can move that up. And I'll do the same thing to this one. All right, press escape. So now I've got all of those lined up. The next dimension I want to do is I want to get the radius for these outside curves. So I'm going to click on this drop down here. It will most likely look exactly like that. So I'm going to click on this drop down, and I'm going to select the radius. All right, I'm going to select this radius right over here, bring this over. All right, click on that. All right, so that'll give me the radius there. And the next thing I want to do is I do want to get the diameter of these circles. So I'm going to go back to that drop down, go down to diameter, click on, really you can select any of the circles. I'm just going to pick this one and bring that down. All right, and then press escape. So those are all the dimensions that I'm going to need. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and print this and submit it, turn it in, and make sure I get the approval before I move on to the next step. So from here, I'm going to select the plot button up here, plot key. I'm going to click on that. All right, I'm going to select my printer, the name of the printer, which is this PR695558. All right, and I always like to preview just to make sure it looks good, which it does. And then I can just go ahead and click this plot button over here. All right, that'll go ahead, that'll send it to the printer. Once you collect that out of the printer, go ahead, turn that into me. I'll approve it, or let you know of any changes you need to make, and then you can move on to the next step.